What's going on YouTube? Welcome to another video. It's another week, another set of deadlifts, and we are working up as per usual. Going to try to do as many double overhand sets as I can, and usually I will get to about 265 or 2 reds and then it bar starts sliding. So alternating grip seems to be the best way for me to do that, so that's why I've selected that grip. Some changes might be coming in the future though, based off of some recent issues, and we'll kind of keep leading up to it. I know I keep alluding to it, but it'll all make sense in the downturn. I just want everyone to see kind of the lead up to like what led to that, and then really talk about it once we get to that point. So pretty standard stuff here. Deadlifts, just kind of calibrating and coordinating my lifts here, making sure everything's moving, and this is a good way to just basically determine, where your upper limit and threshold is for that week. So top set of 530 on deadlifts here. Really just working through making sure I'm trying to be as accurate as possible with my form, efficient, and then make sure those lockouts are as solid as I can get them. Lockouts are my weakness, and they've always been, so something I've just always had to work on. Alternate angle here, and a little shimming in the plates over there. I would recommend making sure everything's locked down before you pull, just for any, minimizing any sort of deviation, and a little bit of a short lockout there. So working through sometimes those heavy sets, the first one will look really nice, and then there's like a carryover and drop off, so you really just have to adjust accordingly. So moving on to SSBs here, and I've kind of shifted my form a lot, just squatting with the flats, where I'm really sitting back more. A lot of people will just kind of come forward, but I'm trying to watch the forward knee travel. I had some issues in the past, not with patellar tendonitis, but just creaky knees, sore knees, and I was just driving too far forward with my knees rather than sitting back. You kind of have to find a happy medium and balance, and that's kind of what I'm looking to do here. With the SSB, you can really get tight and really tighten down that upper back, your lats, and really engage them, so you can really just focus on, the lower body portion there, squatting to depth and keeping balanced. And that's always been my issue. On the barbell squat, where I don't have those handles in front, there is more deviation, and I have to think about it more, at least when I'm squatting, to make sure that I'm balanced and not getting injured. And as you approach those heavier and heavier weights, it's more important then. You kind of have to temper yourself, your descent, and then coming out of the hole, because I tend to pitch forward a little bit. That's just naturally how I'm built. So when I go down, it's pretty routine, textbook. Coming out of the hole is where the issue tends to lie, and I've been trying to find the best way to do that. Hybrid rows here, building lats, speed, power off the ground. And I saw a comment before where somebody was mentioning the curvature in my back, and that's just how my back is built. My lats are tight and engaged, otherwise that weight wouldn't come off the ground. And I just happen to have that weird, whether they're spinal erectors or whatever, in my back in that position. There's really nothing I can do. As we get leaner, we'll kind of see what that looks like. But something I've always had. I actually have a fond memory of being in high school. We were in PE class, so we were wearing similar gym clothes, and then I had a friend tap on my back, and he goes, "There's a hump in your back." So, the reason why I did that is I was doing rows, and one of the PVC pipes that people will use for like shoulder warm-ups and mobility fell, and it just nailed my camera. So I was like, oh boy, that was probably a good thing. So sometimes with these rows, when I return the weight to the ground, there is a little bit of shake and stuff, but again, the whole purpose of this is strength and power, which is, I think that's why a lot of my speed off the floor in the deadlift has been super, evident lately in my videos and just how I've always trained. T-bar rows here, trying to find angles that are interesting, that kind of emphasize exactly what I'm doing. From behind, it looks really weird. All you're seeing is just like a compressed stomach, and so luckily there's a mirror in front where you can kind of see what's going on. And just really focusing on the contraction, and then if I'm feeling fatigued, I'll reset, kind of go from there. Usual lat pull downs here, and just essentially making, this lat workout as complete as I can, just hitting it from different angles, different grips. Obviously this is a little bit wider of the workout. When I was doing my leg day with the secondary back stuff, it was very close grip focused. I'll use a tighter grip and kind of go from there. All right, transitioning here into our upper body day here with OHP. So you can probably see that in most of my videos, I usually do like an upper-lower type of split. and then I'll alternate that and then do the strongman stuff, and that's going to change going forward. I just find it works better that way. I like doing these heavy compounds, and occasionally you're going to run into some issues, usually when you change form and stuff. And so what ended up happening here, my shoulder wasn't feeling too great, and I think a lot of this is coming from that squat form, not the SSB, but the regular back barbell squat. And so I wanted to get movement in, so I said, all right, we're going to cut the weight and just kind of do reps. And it's on my left side, and I was starting to feel tension in my shoulder. I was feeling stress when I would squat, and when we get to that leg day, I'm going to see, I got to look at the footage and I'll let you know if I see anything there. But yeah, just not a good time. And I usually don't use wrist wraps on, bench sets that are under like 265, 264. So I felt like I needed it, and I was like, you know what, got to do what you got to do. And then it's on me to figure out what the issue is and to diagnose it. And I am somebody who likes volume, and sometimes you just do a little bit too much and your body is having trouble recover, whether it's from like eating, just, you dig yourself into a hole, heavy lifts, a lot of different compounds. And I will admit, I am doing a lot, and that's on me, but I enjoy it. So any sort of, it's a double-edged sword. Any sort of risk that comes along with it, any sort of pain, any sort of discomfort is part of it, but also the successes too, though. Like, I'm super proud that I'm able to do all these different compound lifts day in and day out, and I've been doing it for like the last 3 to 4 years. I used to train pretty typical to most people, 3 to 4 exercises per workout, 3 to 4 sets, and I just always knew I could do more. I just wasn't satisfied with what I was doing, so I started incorporating those big lifts into the same workouts and really just going there. So that's just what I've done. I like making progress and going forward. I'm always willing to push stuff, and sometimes you overreach and you pay the price for it, and it's on me to figure that out. And I am hard-headed sometimes. I will, with the goal in mind, I am pushing forward. When it comes to diet, obviously harder, but when it comes to training, it's never been an issue for me. I'm always pushing. I'm always trying to do more. And if I take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, that's fine with me. Ultimately, I feel like this is why, it's just the mentality I have with most things in life. I'm going to find a way to make stuff happen, do things better, but obviously your body will give you feedback and say, hey, slow down, we can't do all this stuff here, relax. And it's on you to listen. That's why deloads, time off are important, and you really just have to really listen and know your body. Lately, in the last few years, any time that I've felt any sort of injury or issue like that, I don't push it. I'll either cut back, go back down, or adjust with that. So something to think about. Don't always go balls to the wall. Again, this is a marathon. Add stuff, make changes and kind of do what you need to do. One of the mediations I have is just a lower incline position, a little bit different than the flat, but not as intense as like that traditional 45-degree angle. So do what works for you. If you have to go see somebody, if you have to get rehab done, do what you have to do to keep doing what you want. Taper back, lower the intensity, lower the weights. Keep doing the movements. Movements is always healthy, and it's a good exercise and good medicine. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid. Like, comment, subscribe. We're going to keep going. Thanks for watching the latest video. If you want to help support the channel, I actually own my own wet shaving and grooming e-commerce website where everything's handmade by me. It's www.apexsoaps.com, and you can get a 10% off code using wet shaver. We've got some cool scents here. We've got some Coca-Cola scents, a horchata scent, traditional barbershop, just some really cool stuff, and you can purchase samples or you can buy the whole set. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out via email. Be quick to respond. Thanks for watching.